Oh, there. History of the Flash, but you can call me JD.
Oh my God, your voice just kind of went start there. You're good now. I think you're good.
I'm History of the Flash, but you can call me JD.
And I'm the comic book hunter, also known as just Hunter.
And this is a Hero Story episode.
We're just gonna keep going.
Man.
Sorry.
Episode 158. Welcome. Hero Story is a podcast where we talk all things comics. That includes comic book movies, comic book animation, comic book video games, which we have a lot of this week.
Yeah.
Comic books themselves. You name it, we'd probably talk about it. On this week's episode, we have a trailer for Spider-Man, not the movie, the game. We have a new game announcement, which was very unexpected for me.
We'll get into
it.
it.
We have a few comics of the week.
Quite a bit of comics, but they'll be brief.
some leaked movie news because that's the world we live in.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way of saying it. If you only care about comics and want to jump around the episode, try to find the comics of the week. This week, I will be talking about Daredevil number 34, The Amazing Spider-Man number 73, Batman. I forget the issue number. I forgot to bring them up, but it's the first issue of Fear State. Yeah, it's the first Fear State arc.
I saw what you posted. It looked cool.
What else did I read? I read Batman. I read Nice House on a Lake number 4, which I've been reviewing every other issue, so maybe I'll briefly talk about it. And I probably read more. I just can't think of it at the top of my head right now, but I probably read more. Black Manta.
The issue wasn't that good.
Black Manta. No, it wasn't good.
I guess the issue isn't that good if you can't think about it.
Boy, that's my boy right there.
You love Black Manta.
Harper wanted us to say something, right? Old host Harper. I think he's just saying that he's taking a bit of a social media break.
Yeah, if you haven't seen his Instagram post, he's leaving the Instagram community, I guess deactivating his account and taking a break from social media.
Temporarily, maybe.
Which also includes taking a break from the podcast, at least for a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he'll be back. I hope he'll be back. We'll talk him into it. But,
yeah, he'll be back, just essentially. We don't know when.
We still got to discuss Armor Wars, man.
Yeah, it's... Man, we read Armor Wars already for
I read it like 2 months ago. At this point.
Yeah. We will probably, you know what, Harper will probably return to Book Club. We'll bring back Book Club. We'll review Armor Wars, which is our YouTube videos that we used to do before Harper comes back to the podcast. Because we record on Thursday nights, which is Friday during the day for him because he's in Australia. And he has a full-time job. He has to do adult things. So it's a little difficult for him to be on schedule. So that's another reason why he's not going to be on the podcast for a little bit. But he says it's not going to be forever and he will return. So yeah, I'm sure Tyler will too. He's also kind of taking a social media break, but we'll have everyone back here. Mark Wade just really freaked them out, I guess. So that was the last time the four of us were together.
We'll need Mark Wade to bring the band back together.
Exactly. Yeah, maybe he'll return and everyone will be back. But until then, it's just the original hosts here. So yeah, we'll just jump into it with the news of the week. Starting with the biggest news. I know there's those gaming announcements, but before that, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, got its 5th release date. Seems to be final of October 1st or September 30th. You were in the day before, but October 1st is the official release date for Venom, Let There Be Carnage. This is due to Shang-Chi making a lot of money in the box office. Oh, hey, sorry, we're not reviewing that this week, I guess. I briefly reviewed it last week, but yeah, so since it made money, then Let There Be Carnage is no longer going to be delayed till January or October 30th or whatever it was before, and it moved away from the Halloween Kills release date, so now Michael Myers gets his day back. And yeah, there is actually, it's crazy how this is happening, because we reviewed Venom on the podcast, and now the sequel's out. We've been doing this after a whole movie.
Is this the first sequel that we're reviewing?
I think it's the first one sequel coming out that we reviewed the original.
That's what I'm saying,
movie.
like the first one where we're reviewing 2 in a franchise?
I think so.
Could that be?
Is it? Because the first movie review we did was Ant-Man. Ant-Man the Wasp. That was like episode 3 or something.
And yeah, I guess since then. Because we didn't do Infinity War.
No,
right?
we didn't.
But we did Endgame. Yeah, wow. Yeah. So this is the first one in the... Wow, what a franchise to pick.
Yeah, we should try to compare. Like, Venom. I remember when we reviewed Venom, JD loved it. Well, he didn't love it, but he was like...
I was hyped up on Eminem. It's not fair.
Yeah, he was defending.
The 10-year-old white boy in me was like, damn, that shit was hot.
I remember you trying to convince me that it was good. Like it's like the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. Like that's
All
what it
right,
feels like.
let's move on.
And yeah, okay, fair enough. Are you gonna try to see it that day?
Um, for so it's not releasing on any streaming services, it's only theaters.
I
I
think
have
so.
I'm in lockdown for a COVID lockdown for another week, so I won't be able to see it until like October 9th or 10th area.
Okay, well, we might just do a week delay and then we'll get into it. I
Um,
sadly got tickets for opening night. I know it's funny because
FaceTime me while you're in the theater. I'll be singing Eminem the whole 2 hour
you'll
movie.
be the voice in my head. You'll be the Venom to my Eddie Brock.
Eddie, Eddie,
Oh, my AirPods in.
Hunter, get popcorn.
Oh god. So yeah, usually like I have like the movie theaters I go to, I have their app on my phone and I get notifications when tickets go on sale for movies. So like when Shang-Chi tickets went on sale, I immediately like bought those. And when I bought those immediately, it was already like a whole roll sold out because people love
Wow.
their Marvel movies, you know? So every time a superhero movie's coming out, I try to buy it immediately so I get good seats. And for Venom, I missed like 12 hours. I forgot because I woke up and it was like tickets are available now. I'm like, oh, I'll get them later. And then I like spent the whole day busy, got home late at night, went to IKEA, I was building IKEA furniture, and I was like, oh, I have to buy Venom tickets. And I went and no one has bought a ticket for the showing that I was going
All right,
to.
I'm gonna fly out to Edmonton and I'll join you in the theater.
Thanks, man. I was like, oh, okay, maybe this will be a kind of empty theater. I bought my tickets. So I'll review it on the show in a month's time.
Die hard
Now
Venom fan.
now
Hunter
on to
Murray.
the other Venom news. Spider-Man 2, Marvel Spider-Man 2 made by Insomniac Games for PlayStation 5. I think it's gonna be PlayStation 5, not PS4. We got our first little teaser trailer like a few hours ago before recording. And Venom's in
It's
it.
still weird. It's still weird for me because I keep calling it Spider-Man PS4. So I was trying to tell one of my friends about it. I was like, yeah, it's Spider-Man PS4 2. And I was like, no, that doesn't sound right.
It's officially called Marvel Spider-Man 2 as of now. I feel like that might be a placeholder. I could see them doing like a name at the end, Spider-Man Age of Ultron or something like that.
Spider-Man, let there be carnage.
Venom's in it, being voiced by I forget his name, same guy who voiced
Tony
Zoom.
Todd or something like that.
Yeah, he
Todd.
voiced Zoom in
He
Flash
voiced
season
Zoom in
2.
season 2. Yeah, Tony
Yeah.
Todd or something like that.
I think the voice fits Venom. It works better
Eddie.
than Tom Hardy with the voice record.
Does Tom Hardy voice Venom?
Yeah, and they just do like a distortion effect.
Really? I did not know that. I would have thought it was someone else.
Super fun fact. So he does the lines and then they change like the voice. They put like a filter on it, and then they give him a headphones, like little tiny headphones for the movie, so he hears his voice and knows when to say his dialogue when talking to Venom.
Did not know that.
Yeah. Spider-Man 2 in general, Craven seems to be in it. That's Craven's dialogue.
1000%.
Yeah, like it has to be.
I was watching the trailer. I was like, that's Craven. I sent it to my buddy. I was like, yo, I think that's Craven narrating. He said he turned it off after 5 seconds. He's like, that's Craven. There's no doubt.
Yeah, like it has to be.
Which is hype, man. Craven's badass.
Yeah.
I don't really care for Venom as a character. We've talked about this on the show before. When it comes to Amazing Spider-Man, like, you know, the what's the word? Like all the stuff. I don't know. I had a word for it before, and it's gonna come to me later. But like all the mythos. There we go. All the Spider-Man mythos. I find Venom to be a little lame. I don't really love the black suits. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm an original purist. I'm a Stan Lee purist. I want an exclamation point at the end of every sentence.
Yeah, Dad.
Yeah. Oh God. But so I don't know. Venom. I've read the story. I've read the Todd McFarlane stuff. It's not me. I don't really care for Venom.
Fair enough.
I don't think it adds much to the Spider-Man mythos. But Craven's the man.
Why do you like Craven so much?
Craven's Last Hunt, bro.
I mean, I like Craven too.
I know that includes Black Suit and all, but like Craven's Last Hunt is great.
I
think Craven is a very interesting villain because like
he's just a guy.
His only motivation, yeah, he's just a guy who hunts, but like his motivation is like, I need to capture Spider-Man. Like that would be the greatest capture of all time.
Yeah.
Like just the quest to be the best. Like that man could like fight off a tiger with one hand, but he's like, it's nothing compared to Spider-Man. And especially like his origin story in the 60s. Oh my God, it's great.
Oh, tell me his origin.
He comes in, he's like known as like the world's best hunter. And he comes into New York and he sees like Spider-Man and he's like, oh, well, I could capture him. I could capture anything. So he's just like running around New York City in like his Jungle Man outfit and like trying to hunt Spider-Man. And like J. Jonah Jameson is like, yeah, you should hunt him. Jonah like hates Spider-Man so much.
Oh
He's
yeah.
like in Stan Lee's run, he's encouraged like 5 different villains to kill Spider-Man.
Jesus.
But Craven is just like he teams up with the Chameleon and like, oh man, he's great. And Spider-Man always has to outsmart him because he can't outfight him. Like Spider-Man's able to outfight every single villain except for Craven. He has to outsmart Craven. So,
Really?
yeah, I always
Interesting.
find that interesting. Every time Craven has appeared so far, he just outsmarts him.
Interesting. Crave,
I mean,
I've been, for those who've been listening for the past little while for the podcast, I've been reading Ultimate Spider-Man, and Ultimate Craven sucks. Like,
oh really?
yeah.
What's different?
So same idea. Like he wants to hunt Spider-Man. He's a hunter, and he wants to just capture Spider-Man because that's going to be the greatest thing. The difference is he is he does it on camera. He has like a reality TV show following him around, and he doesn't care for them. Like he doesn't like them, but he does it for the money. Like he can't make a living without them, so they're kind of forced to follow him around. And his producer was the one who gave him the idea, like, oh man, we can make so much money if you like go to New York and capture Spider-Man. So he's like, okay, like he doesn't really care. So then they go, and he like puts ads everywhere saying like, oh, we have to capture Spider-Man, and the producers like make him go to like places where Spider-Man fought Green Goblin and stuff just for video sake. And he's like, I don't want to be here. I just want to go find Spider-Man. Like, let me go on my own. And they're like, no, we need you. We need to get the shot of you like on the Brooklyn Bridge looking out, like maybe like sniffing the air or something. He's like, oh, damn it. And then finally, when he sees Spider-Man, he says this whole speech of how like he's been waiting for this moment and he's gonna like capture Spider-Man. This will be like a fight of the ages. And then Spider-Man just knocks him out in one punch. So he's kind of
like in the original run, like every time Craven like reappears, like he's training even harder. So like he'll be like fighting a lion, and he's like telling the lion, he's like, I'm gonna beat Spider-Man, and the lion's like, I'm a fucking lion, roar. Roar! Exclamation
I like
point.
that. Yeah, but that's a better Craven. Craven, I think, last appeared in general. He's been a villain in the Mighty Valkyrie for some reason, and like Jane Foster, she rides a Pegasus, and he's trying to kill the Pegasus.
I figured Haunted was the last thing that Craven was in.
No, this is like last week this happened. So yeah, he's just trying. Oh no, that's Craven's son, I'm pretty sure, because I think isn't Craven dead?
Right.
Yeah, I think Craven's dead. But yeah, I wonder how his like boss fight will be in the Spider-Man game, because he's just a guy.
He'll probably bring in like animals or something.
Stick a lion on you. Yeah, there you go. Miles is gonna be in it. People are thinking maybe co-op. One person plays Peter, one person plays Miles. They'll just be swapping between the two. Insomniac is also making a
wait.
Whoa,
the Spider-Man game isn't coming out until 2023. You failed to mention that.
Oh yeah,
dude, I played the first one when I was a sophomore in college, and I played it like
in like 2 days, right?
I'm gonna apologize to my dad because I'm sure he's listening, but I ignored all my studies and all my homework and just played Spider-Man for like a solid 3 days and beat the whole game. Like I was
2
obsessed.
days.
2
it
days.
Came out on a Tuesday, and we recorded on Thursday. And I remember,
and I was like, I'm ready to go. I was obsessed.
This is an episode that I remember so well. I remember being so hyped because it was so good. It was so much fun, especially that first playthrough. Mm-hmm. And I remember saying because I was like, I don't know, 9 hours in, and I thought that was a lot. I was also in my first year of college. I don't know, maybe second year, but I was studying. I was doing my homework, JD's dad. And so when we go on the podcast, we're recording, and JD's like, yeah, I beat it. I'm like, oh wow, okay, well, let's try not to tell spoilers or anything. And I asked you, what do you think of Mr. Negative being the main villain? And you're obviously, we all know now that it's Doc Ock, and you're just like,
did I spoil it?
No, you went like, it's all right. I remember
it's cool.
The fact that you hesitated, I'm like, okay, so clearly there's another villain coming, and I'm not even close to being done.
I thought it was gonna be Green Goblin when I was playing through.
I thought so too. I was totally expecting
like a big part. Is Norman even going to be in it, like Goblin in this one, or are we going to wait till 3 for Goblin?
I'm sure he'll be in it. I mean, this is just
dude. If 2 is coming out in 2023, I'm gonna have to wait till like 2027 for 3.
I mean, wasn't Spider-Man PS4's end credit scene like Norman like studying the symbiote?
Yeah, like I'm assuming Harry's going to be Venom in this, right?
Yeah, because he had his son all like patched up with the symbiote. Huh.
Again, I don't really care for Venom. Like Harry is Venom.
Yeah, I don't care for that idea.
Craven's gonna be badass, but
yeah.
But yeah, I'm super excited. But 2023 is crazy because like the way I view it is like, wow, I was a sophomore in college when I played the first one. I'll be 24 years old. That's nuts.
I am currently 24 years
You'll
old.
be an old man.
Wait, am I 24?
You're 23.
No, wait. Oh, I don't have my wallet. Wait, what?
How do you not know how old you are?
I think I might be 23. No. Oh no, I
How do
am
you not know
23.
how old you are?
I don't know.
You're born in
I have to-
97, right?
As soon as yeah, no, 98.
98. Yeah, you're 23.
Yeah, I don't know. As soon as I said, yeah, I am 24, I'm like, wait, no, I'm not. Am I?
Am I 24?
When I said it out loud, I'm like, no, I'm
I like
not.
you said, "Where's my wallet?" As if I have to check. What?
I was gonna check my ID. Yeah, my bad. My bad. Got that recorded.
Anyway,
Gonna put that on the internet.
I'll be 24 when that game comes out. That's crazy. I played that as I was 19 when the first one came out. Or yeah, 19.
Yeah, Jesus. Wow. I didn't think of it that way. I just thought, oh man, well, next year I'll be saying next year it'll be out. But
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, I know it's gonna be great. I know it's gonna be amazing. I know I mean, it gives me time to buy a PS5 because I don't have one. So
same
like,
here.
so it's good. It's good for that purpose. But like, holy crap, 2023 is far away.
Yeah.
And it's not like it said like January 1st, 2023. It could be like mid 2023. We don't know.
Yeah, our lives will be different. We might be moved in different places. We might have different jobs, and a hero
Podcast
story might
may not
Harper might be
exist.
back. No,
Oh,
no,
I thought that's what you're gonna say.
no.
Podcast.
I
It'll just
think
be
I'll
you.
listen.
It'll be you solo reviewing every Hulk movie.
Yeah. We were
The
talking about every
the trial
episode.
of the Incredible Hulk with Lou
Yeah.
Ferrigno
I was literally about to say that.
with Daredevil,
Daredevil's first live action appearance in the Hulk TV show.
which inspired the black suit.
Mhm. Did you know that that Hulk, who was the actress? You just said his name.
Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah, he makes a cameo in Hulk 2003. I don't know if
Yeah.
you knew that. He's a security guard, and he's
Yeah.
talking to Stan Lee. What he's wearing like the tightest shirt in the world, and like it's very tight around his arms, and the veins are just popping. Like it looks like he's like about to get amputated there. Like they're cutting the blood flow.
He is very buff. He was
Yeah.
him and Arnold Schwarzenegger used to compete for Mr. Olympia or whatever.
Oh, I didn't know he did that.
Yeah, there's like this great documentary. It's called Pumping Iron. It's all about him and Schwarzenegger. Schwarzenegger used to like intimidate him.
But he was the Hulk, and then he was a security guard in Hulk 2003, which was not good.
But
He's
Stan the man.
So my city, Edmonton, it has a Comic-Con every year, Edmonton Expo, and he's there every year. I don't know why. He's always there.
You know he's deaf or partially deaf.
Really, I didn't know that.
Mhm.
My mom told me that she saw him on an airplane once, and when she was a teenager, and asked for his autograph, and he said, "F off, I'm trying to sleep."
Lou Ferrigno, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
He always seems like a nice guy whenever I see like interviews and stuff with him, or like see like videos of him. But yeah, he's like partially deaf. He has like this crazy life story. But
huh. I don't really think I'll ever pay for an autograph or a picture.
go to him at Comic-Con and be like, hey, why'd you tell my mom to fuck off in the 80s?
Yeah, basically.
He'll be like, what?
He was on an airplane.
It was you like give like the exact like flight info. He's like, oh, that one.
Yeah. Oh, I was just tired. You know how it is filming the whole.
I was competing with Arnold Schwarzenegger for Mr. Olympia. I was a little tired. Sorry.
I was getting painted green every 3 weeks. I'm gonna run around on
fun
camera.
fact about that. He said that when he was they would record at like overnight, like 2 or 3 in the morning and record like till 6 a.m. right?
Yeah.
So like overnight. They would paint him green, but they wanted him to be pumped up, like look as strong as possible. So lift some weights, get some blood flowing. But when he would lift the weights, it would make the green paint like start to fade away because he was sweating.
Yeah.
So they made him go into like a walk-in fridge, and he had to work out inside the fridge, so he didn't like sweat.
Oh, so
out
it's
the
cold.
paint. Yeah, and they
Weird.
would make him stay in there until he was ready to film.
Man, we're just giving each other fun facts this episode.
This is the fun
Tom
fact
Hardy
episode.
and...
Yeah, you already got your title. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. We'll see what happens. Interesting. Huh.
Let's keep coming up with more fun facts. It doesn't have to be comic book related. I'm just gonna start giving you history facts.
Did you know that squirrels can survive falling from just about any height?
Yeah, because they like can.
Because like
fly,
terminal
right?
velocity. No, not flying squirrel, like a regular squirrel.
A regular squirrel.
Yeah.
So if I take a regular squirrel and throw him off the Empire State Building, you're telling me he's gonna live?
There's a good chance that they will live. Because when you're falling, it goes to like what, 20 kilometers an hour, 25 kilometers an hour of terminal
I don't know
velocity.
what the fuck a kilometer an hour is. I'm American.
Wait, what?
We use miles an hour.
Do you not know what a kilometer is?
I mean, I know what like it exists, but like I don't know
Do
kilometers. I
you
don't know
have like what
Celsius.
5K runs? Have you ever heard of that? 10K
Yeah, I
run?
mean, I've run 5Ks. I know it's like 3.1 miles, but like we don't use kilometers.
We don't use miles here. Huh.
Yeah, I know. America's the only country that uses miles and the Fahrenheit.
Oh, there's another fun fact. Well, squirrels, yeah. If you were to throw, well, not if you throw down, it might be different. But if you just like, because there's a certain point where it can't stop going a certain speed, and it's like 20, 25 kilometers an hour. Google what that is.
20 to 25. I'm about to look it up.
Okay, go for it. That's how fast something falls, and at that point, you can't really go faster unless they were thrown down or there's like wind pushing you down or something like that. So, and squirrels can survive that. So,
For my American listeners, that's 15 miles an hour.
yeah, and squirrels can survive getting no matter how long it is. They could fall for 3 hours and they'll still be okay, unless they like land on their head or anything. That's assuming they land on their feet. But yeah, there's your fun fact. There's a Wolverine game in.
Fun fact: Wolverine was actually. I have nothing about Wolverine.
By Insomnia, same people making Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man PS4, Miles Morales, all that, in the same universe as well.
Is that confirmed?
That is confirmed. Same universe. We don't know anything besides that, though. That's about all we know. We don't know any voice cast. We don't know if it's open world, what the rating is, what the gameplay is gonna be like. But the teaser trailers online, it just shows Wolverine drinking in a bar, and then the claws come out. You don't even see his face; you just see the claws.
We know Drew is hyped.
Yeah, that's like one of Drew's favorite. I think that is Drew's favorite superhero.
I think Flash is his favorite, but Wolverine's definitely top 2.
Yeah, for
top
sure.
3,
top
I guess.
3. Yeah, I hope it's like the Spider-Man game where you could like change the different suits. You got like live action suits and just comic suits, classic yellow, modern brown kind of thing.
I think it will have a bunch of different suits.
And just wow, we're getting a Wolverine game. That's just exciting to me.
So unexpected. When I saw that, I was like, "Is this real?"
Yeah, I didn't think it was real either. I first saw it because Eunice posted about it.
Yeah, that's what I saw, and I thought he was fucking around.
Yeah, it was just the title, and we didn't see anything. I'm like,
never mind.
Really? Like, I don't know. But then the teaser was wow. Did you see the teaser?
Yeah.
It just looks cool. Like I can picture the gameplay. I don't know if it's gonna be open world. I don't know how you can do open world with Wolverine. I mean, I guess you can make it kind of like Uncharted, Infamous style. Did you ever play the Infamous games?
No, I've always heard they're good though.
Yeah, kind of like that, but minus the electricity. I imagine you can climb up buildings, putting the claws in. Yeah, it just
should be interesting. I love the idea of superhero video games. I know Avengers was kind of a mess, but like, it's a great way to tell stories. The Arkham series was great. Spider-Man PS4 was great. I think that there's great potential for a Superman game.
Injustice games were great.
Injustice, like it's a cool concept. So I'm all for it, even if Suicide Squad looks kind of lame.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but still, like the fact out of all the Marvel characters, they decided to go with Wolverine, and I'm okay with that. I think that works great for a video game. I'm just very excited for it. No release date, not even a year. So maybe we'll get this before Spider-Man 2. Maybe. I hope so.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, instead of 2024.
Although that will make me get a PS5 even sooner.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be worth it. Speaking of the Avengers game you mentioned before, I forgot to put this in the news when I was talking about it with you, but the Avengers game did a little conference thing that I didn't watch, but I saw a little thing about what they said after. They talked about how they're doing like more kind of like events here and there, more costumes being added. They just added the MCU Black Panther suit. Spider-Man is actually coming just to the PlayStation users in fall or December. There's no real release date yet. They showed a concept art of just Spider-Man swinging. You just see his back, but it's happening.
So stupid.
It's
bro. Who cares at this point? Who's still playing Avengers?
I played War for Wakanda. I beat all the Hawkeye DLCs during the week, so I played Avengers for about a week. Spent $15 on it too.
Oh my god, you and the money, man. Where does it go?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I didn't think that $15 only got you like one suit too. I was just like, man, I don't want to grind to unlock suits. I just want to I want Kate Bishop's like iconic superhero suit, hip holes. I wanted Cap's endgame suit. I want Thor's unworthy Thor suit. So I'm just gonna put money towards this so I don't have to grind. And then I bought an unworthy Thor suit. I'm like, this looks great. and then I realized I had to pay for the others. I'm like, what?
You chose poorly.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man. So yeah, that's when I put the game down. I play a story. I'm like, this looks nice, and then I play Black Panther a bit more. I'm like, this is nice, but honestly, it's a better game than it was a year ago. That's all I'll say. There's there's actual like people that you can fight and like beasts, and it's not all robots now by aim, which is a little bit of a professor
Or
refresher.
Professor?
Yeah, I gotta
Professor
take a drink.
X? Fun fact.
Hmm, give it to me. Fun fact.
They say, and I don't know if this is true, but they say that Professor X and Magneto are based on Martin Luther King and Malcolm X.
I saw that too a while ago. I think that is
Now,
true.
it could kind of make sense, right? Based on the characters, based on the people, based on the time period. I kind of feel like, and this was after I read a book, that they're based on George Washington and Benedict Arnold, who's like the first trader of the American army. He was
Oh,
like the first like big name, like he's not the only person to trade, but like he was the first like trader of the American Revolution, and he turned to the
interesting.
British. But like him and Washington were like coming up together. They were like these great friends. They were going up the ranks together, and then Arnold wasn't getting enough attention. He wasn't getting everything that he wanted. He actually wanted to take over Canada, believe it or not. He believed that
Oh,
they could seize Canada during the American Revolution, and he had like this whole plan to take over Canada.
he
You
was
could have
trying to
been an
take over.
American.
He
You could have,
wow,
if it was up to Arnold, you would have been an American today. But anyway,
wow.
you would have been talking miles per hour. But anyway, um, when he turns, it kind of reminds me of like Magneto and Professor X. So when I read that book, I was like, yo, this is Magneto and Professor X. But they say that it's based on Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, which I've always wondered if it's true.
Maybe a mix of both, if anything.
Maybe. I mean, it's like the famous, what if my brother turned on me?
Yeah, I guess so. Last bit of live action, I guess, no, live action news, and then we got a bit of comic news is No Way Home leaks. Welcome to the segment every week.
Oh
There's a No
God,
Way
we
Home
do
leak.
this every week. I
I
hate leaks. I
know,
hate
I
leaks. I hate leaks. I hate
know,
leaks.
but I sent you it and you watched it.
Yeah, I'm aware.
There was a leak about a month ago. We talked about it. It shows Andrew and Toby.
If I show it on the camera, are we gonna get
Yes,
dismantled?
don't show it on the camera. Don't show it on the camera. Accounts are being deleted because of this. Don't even. So accounts are being deleted over this. You can find it if you search the internet hard enough. Just look up like Andrew Garfield leak or something like that.
Just message Combo Hunter. He won't respond, but
Actually, just say there was a thumbnail on it too. This guy posted it on
Oh,
Instagram.
no, I'm just joking.
So there's actually an Instagram account called spider.fan1962. This is the person who leaked it. He apparently knows the guy who's working on the movie. And he even said, like, I'm gonna post a leak like in 3 days. 3 days later, he posted a leak. And it was the same picture that we got, a terrible quality picture of Andrew just like with his arm up, looking kind of stressed. It's a video though, and it's in 4K. Like it's from their actual cameras. Like someone straight up airdropped this to their phone. And it's just Andrew, he's talking. There is a video on YouTube where there's sound. You hear people walking around in the background, like on set. And it sounds like someone says banner, and then Andrew replies something like that. Yeah. But apparently that was more of a dub. Like that wasn't real. So he's saying
God,
something else.
I don't want Hulk in this.
God, here we go again. So now if you like look at his lips when he's talking, it looks like he's saying, so there's no way back. And that's what a lot of people are like, yeah, that's what he's saying.
So there's no way home. Looks directly into the camera.
So you're telling me we're some kind of no way home?
So you're telling me there's no Spider-Man way home?
Like, JD, I sent you the video. If you were to watch that, do you think he says, so there's no way back?
Let's see.
Like,
I wasn't really reading his lips, but I accidentally liked the message.
That's fine. So there's no way back.
There's no way back. I could see that.
Now, according to the leaker, he was saying that he doesn't work on the set, but he knows someone who does, and that person sent him this. And that person also described it in this scene. It's just Andrew and Toby, and it's during a part where Tom is out fighting Sandman and Electro and just getting beat badly, and Andrew and Toby are deciding that they should go help Tom. I guess there was a point in the movie where they don't want to help him. F off, kid.
Mr. Stark.
And so this is them being like, they realize they can't go home, so they may as well defend where they are. So yeah.
That kind of sounds like a dumb concept, but okay.
Yeah.
Uncle Ben taught me all about responsibility, but like, do I really want to save the multiverse?
Yeah.
He said, "With great power comes great responsibility in your own world."
Now, also, this set that they're on was someone else took a picture a month ago of a different angle of this set, and it looks like it's obviously it's in studio. They want pictures taken, but it looks like it's at the Statue of Liberty, which was the original rumor that the final fight is going to take place at the Statue of Liberty. Which means that would this be the end of the movie, or so some things don't line up. Obviously, it's a leak. We don't know what's real, what's not. This looks real to me. I mean, Sony is deleting people that are posting this, so don't post it online because you might get deleted. Although the guy who leaked it, his post is still up. So
yeah, I was about to say, I'm surprised his account still exists.
Yeah, he did say like everyone spread this so Sony can't find like the official. It's mostly Twitter, I guess. People are posting this on Twitter, then getting blocked. Sony doesn't know that Instagram exists yet.
Did you know that Stan Lee created Spider-Man while he was watching a fly?
Yes, I did. I felt
so. He really should have called him Flyman or Fly
Yeah,
Guy.
but he didn't like the word Flyman, and then he watched it crawl up a wall, and he's like, he wanted to make a superhero who crawls.
What if they called him Fly Guy? Because I could see that in Stan Lee dialogue. The amazing Fly Guy.
Yeah, I guess you see that too. I guess, yeah, I feel like most people knew that one. Same like, did you know Stan Lee was going to quit making comics because his editor kept making him do fight scenes? And his wife said, well, if you're going to quit, you may as well get fired instead and do what you like, see what happens. So Stan Lee took a risk, made the Fantastic Four, and people ended up liking it, and Stan was continued to work at Marvel. That's your fun fact.
The final Amazing Fantasy issue, Amazing Fantasy 15.
There you go. For comic news, Marvel has announced that they're going to be making Marvel Unlimited exclusive comics. There's a Wolverine comic, there's a Shang-Chi comic, there's like a more of a cartoony, non-canon comic. A few different comics. I think, 6 in general, but they're only going to be digital for Marvel Universe, or sorry, Marvel Unlimited. Yeah. Subscribers.
Did you end up getting Unlimited? I remember you were talking about getting it.
I have it. I haven't signed up yet. Like, I haven't downloaded it. I'm not signed up. I'm waiting until I'm caught up of what I own of Ultimate Spider-Man, and then
gotcha.
Yeah, because I don't want to like get super busy and be like, oh, I can't do it. But yeah. DC is also making exclusive comics for Webtoons, which is a website where people can make fan-made comics. We'll probably be joining that pretty soon here, putting some of our comics up there. But yeah, they did one called like the Bat Family or something. It's not canon. It's very fan fiction like, but DC like their logo's on it, and a lot of people love it. It got like 40,000 likes like instantly right when it dropped. So a lot of people read it. A lot of people like it. And the last bit of news is,
did you know Michael Jackson tried to buy Marvel Comics in the 1990s because he wanted to play Spider-Man in a movie? So he tried to buy the whole company, who was very bankrupt at the time. However, Marvel did not sell to Michael Jackson.
Interesting. I did not know that. Did you know that Eminem dream as a kid was to be an artist for Marvel Comics, to the point that even when he graduated high school, he was practicing drawing Marvel characters, but became a rapper instead, and then sang a song of Venom.
And he appeared in a Punisher like team-up book, Eminem / the Punisher.
You can look up Eminem comic art or like Eminem draws Marvel or something. He's actually pretty good. I don't know if you've seen it before. There's some of
his art? And I've never seen it before.
Really?
I was just talking about Eminem with a friend. Now it's coming full circle.
Eminem comic, or I'll see if I can find the one that I'm thinking of. Oh yeah, I found it. That was easy. So yeah, look up Eminem comic art, and I'll send it to you, JD. And go to images, and you can see his artwork. It's the Hulk, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Captain America, and Iron Man, and it's actually pretty good. So yeah, I just sent it to you. His Spider-Man's actually very good. I really like his Spider-Man.
Oh, that actually is pretty good.
Yeah, that's Eminem.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very that's Venom for you. Anyways, the last bit of comic announcement is Marvel announced Elektra Black, White, and Blood, which is kind of a series that Marvel and DC's doing. So it's basically a comic of many like little stories here and there where you only use the colors black, white, and red.
And they've done a few already, correct?
Yeah, they've done Wolverine one, they've done a Deadpool one, and they've done a Carnage one. So this is the fourth, being Elektra. Yeah, that's it.
Did you know Elektra was only supposed to be a one-off character? She was only supposed to
Yep.
appear in Daredevil 168, but given the spike in sales and also Frank Miller becoming writer, she ended up staying on and becoming kind of a fan favorite.
Yeah, and now a legacy character. I did know that actually. Damn, I was just about to say, did you know, and say another fun fact. But oh yeah, did you know Joker was also supposed to be a one-off character?
Yeah, which is more believable because that's like, the 40s, everyone was a one-off character. But
Yeah.
like, it's kind of surprising that Elektra was like that.
I guess you
Yeah.
were supposed to be like the villain of the
I mean, if you read Miller's Daredevil run, there's a lot of characters so you could be like, yeah, I could see them like never appearing again. So I guess it makes sense. But
He's introduced a lot, yeah. Okay, comics of the week that GD didn't read, but I did. I guess I'll just quickly do Daredevil real quick. That's my cover of the week for sure. Very nice cover. My pick of the week is actually Batman, but I'll get into that. Yeah, without saying too much, did you know that Daredevil's been very, very angry recently?
I did not know because I have not read the last two-ish.
Well, even before that, he's been an angry lad, and he's been kind of becoming the kingpin of the prison. Kind of like, I don't know.
Did you know that he has a brother named Mike Murdock who was brought back into continuity for some reason?
Yes. But yeah, so Matt has been angry in prison, and turns out, little plot twist, the guards of the prison have been putting like drugs in the air that make you angry, and they specifically do it to prisoners that are about to be released. So then when they go to their neighborhood, they become angry, they cause violence, and are sent back to prison. More prisoners, it means more money for the prison. So the warden of the prison's been doing this secretly. Daredevil found out, he could smell in the air. And Detective Cole is just like, whoa, man, this is big. Like, this is really bad. And Daredevil's like, yeah, I know, but like, even though I know it's in my system, this is me. Like, I'm just an angry guy in general. And, like, beats up Cole. Like, a little throwback to Daredevil issue 2 or issue 3 when they fight. And they kind of have a rematch. Daredevil eventually wins, and then he is able to kind of get out of the prison real quick because Cole's just like, you're out here blaming yourself for all this, getting angry, fighting cops because of this drug, when Bullseye's out there just murdering everyone in the city. And that Matt's like, what? Like, because he didn't know about Bullseye. So that snaps him out of it. He sneaks out of prison, sneaks into Kristen McDuffie's car. And
yes, Kristen McDuffie.
Yeah, because she was that, because there's a whole prison riot happening. So she's there as like trying to get to people that she's a lawyer to. And so Matt sneaks into her car and was like, you gotta take me to the city. I gotta stop Bullseye. And she's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Because she doesn't know who else could stop him. Meanwhile, with Elektra Daredevil, she's just been hunting down Bullseye this whole issue pretty much. Typhoid Mary dresses up as Bullseye as well, or sorry, as Daredevil as well for some reason. She does it to like, she runs out into Times Square to get Bullseye's attention.
Hunter, why isn't my comic a 9.8? Also Hunter?
Yeah. I don't think this needs to be CGC because nothing really happens. I mean, the cover's great. But...
Keep going.
Yeah, so she teams up with Elektra Daredevil to fight Bullseye, and that's kind of where it ends. Bit of a filler issue, but the next issue is the big fight scene where it's gonna be Elektra, Mary, and Matt versus the 3 Bullseye clones. And yeah, and then
did you know? Oh,
sorry. Real quick, and then after that, it's gonna be like an epilogue issue of the whole like Bullseye arc, and then Devil's Reign begins. Continue.
Did you know Daredevil helped inspire the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
I did.
In the comics.
I did.
When they first started, they had, the chemical background, and a lot of people think that in the first issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's technically a Matt Murdock cameo because the boy gets hit with chemicals right in the face.
And that's the same chemicals that hit the turtles, turning them into mutant turtles.
Same thing, Splinter is supposed to be like a parody of Stick, or kind of a different version of Stick. So yeah, it helped inspire Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Who are the ninjas in Daredevil? What are they called?
The Hand.
What are the ninjas in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles called?
I never read Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The Foot.
Oh, really? I did not know that. That's crazy.
So there's actually quite a few similarities there.
Huh.
So a lot of people say they're in the same universe.
The first issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles just sold in a 9.8 for $245,000.
I
That's
mean, hey, it's their
insane.
first appearance. Yeah, it was.
That's insane.
I know. Yeah, the same
That book's like
Spider-Man.
impossible. That book's like impossible to get in a 9.8 because it's a bigger book. Like you know how the Last Ronin's big, it's like
Oh
that,
yeah,
and it's black, so it's hard to get that in a 9.8. But 245,000 is ridiculous.
yeah.
Yeah, I
And
know which one you're about to say. Amazing Fantasy 15, a
first appearance of
9.6
Spider-Man.
is selling,
Mhm.
which is
It's
insane. That
sold. It's sold.
oh, did it break 2 million?
Yeah, it is now the
Holy
most
shit!
money purchase on a comic book ever. It beat Superman's first appearance. Like what is so for CG's?
Which one would you rather
Yeah,
own? Action
three
Comics 1
million
or
six
Amazing
hundred
Fantasy
thousand.
15?
Wait, so
Damn,
yeah,
they were wondering if it was even going to break 2 million. It broke 3 million. That's
yeah, it broke
insane.
3 million. It's
I,
the
I, I was
most
saying,
money
which
put on
one
a
would you
comic.
rather own? Amazing Fantasy 15 or Action Comics 1?
In what grade though? Is it the same grade
Whatever,
or?
same grade. Just like to own a copy of either one. Say it's the same grade. Which one would you rather own in your collection? For
What would you
Spider-Man or
rather?
for
I
Superman?
don't know. I love them both.
It's tough. I think I'd go Amazing Fantasy 15.
I think I would
But
too.
Action Comics 1 is pretty insane.
I
Because it's
probably
older.
I
It's older too. It's
Yeah, it
also
is
like,
older.
15 years older.
Yeah, 20 years older. I feel like. Yeah, I think I'd go with Amazing.
Yeah, you're right. 23 years older.
Yeah, I think I'd go with Superman's, honestly,
Yeah, it's tough.
because
I
it's
mean,
older. That's the reason.
if I owned either one, I'd be selling it for millions of dollars. But
I would take several pictures with it, and then
I would take a lot of good selfies with it.
Yeah, I'd be, hey.
My request to the seller would be, can I see it once a year? Like it's my divorced child.
Yeah, exactly. Amazing Spider-Man, real quick.
Thank you for undoing Sins Past, Nick
Since
Spencer.
past is no
Thank
longer a
you.
thing. It's gone. It's done. Don't think
Mr.
about it.
Hunter, I'm the average Hero Story listener. I don't know what Sins Past is. Can you explain?
Damn. Okay. So Since Past is a story made not too long ago. Unfortunately.
2009, right?
Yeah, it's not that you think it'd be like 70s, but it's not.
I don't
So
know what year it is.
it's essentially a storyline where it's revealed that before everyone knows that Green Goblin kills Gwen Stacy.
Oh,
right?
JMS wrote Sins Past, man. He wrote Sins Past and One More Day. Tough career.
Yep. So everyone knows that Gwen Stacy was killed by
It
Green
came out
Goblin.
2004.
Yeah, it's still that's
It's
not that
older
long
than
ago.
I thought it was.
That's not that long ago. So it's revealed in Since Past that before Gwen died, she had a bit of a relationship with Norman Osborn. Yeah, that's right. Gwen is friends with Harry and Peter and MJ. It's high schoolers, like the same age. Well, I guess when they graduated high school, she was friends with her friend, or she was in love with her friend's father, Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin.
Am I?
To the point where they had children together.
Oh God!
Yeah, this is real. This is an actual Spider-Man comic, and it was canon until yesterday.
God.
So yeah, every Spider-Man writer was like, ooh, like everyone's like,
Just avoided it. They've straight up avoided it.
No one mentions it except
As they
for
should.
Nick Spencer did mention it like a year ago. He had a Green Goblin look at Spider-Gwen, like Ghost Spider, and say like, "Oh Gwen, how I've missed you." And Peter just punched him like, "What the?" I hated that. So yeah, that was the only reference in like since it happened, because everyone's like, "Ooh." Well, in this issue that came out this week, it is revealed that a lot of reveals actually. First off, Kindred, Harry Osborn's still dead. It's actually an AI of Harry Osborn. It's not.
Do you like that or no?
I like it better than Harry Osborn in general. Because I don't want Harry Osborn to be like obsessed with centipedes and trying to kill Spider-Man. That's kind of dumb.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad they got rid of that because I don't know, it didn't really like fit Harry.
If you want Harry to be a villain, make him Green Goblin. Like that fits the character, not this Kindred. So yeah, it's real that Kindred is actually a Harry Osborn AI. And it's also revealed that to get at Norman, he hates his dad, Norman Osborn. To get the Green Goblin, he hired Mysterio to like hurt him. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Mysterio was hired, and Mendel Strom, they worked together with Harry to create like weird clones of android clones of twins to like be and try to convince Norman that these are your two twins here. And Mysterio was there to make the whole illusion happen, where he pretended to be Gwen and flirted with Norman, and then pretended to be Gwen to be like, Norman, I'm pregnant, and then
I
pretended
mean,
to be.
it's not worse than Sins Past, but it's still not good.
Still weird that like Quentin Beck, this like produce this guy who works on movies, just like putting on a blonde wig, essentially, and like flirting with Norman, making Norman fall in love with him, and pretending that they have kids together.
Oh, Norman, I love your waves.
It's better if you don't think about it too much, because if you think,
Just all you need to know is that it got retconned.
yeah, it is
Just read the CBR article Sean is probably writing on.
just Mysterio did some illusion. Norman Osborn's like, oh my god, a woman loves me and she's so young. So
What's the line he says in Spider-Man 1? He's like, do what you need to do with her and then broom her.
Basically, yeah. So Norman, finding this out in this issue, is like, Harry, do you mean to tell me it was all a lie? That I was never. Harry's AI replies with, Gwen? Get real, Dad. She was way too classy for you. Is that the reason? Is that the reason she's too classy? Not so. I guess.
Yeah. This is the only reason.
So Gwen Stacy was just Peter Parker's.
Thank God she's back to being an angel.
She was just Peter Parker's girlfriend for a time. She was Harry Osborn's friend, and she passed away. That's it. That's all you have to know about Gwen Stacy. So it's also the twins, like it's like, oh, but he got actual twins. They're like weird robot clone things. They don't go into too much detail, or they do, but it's like it's very confusing, especially if you don't read too much Spider-Man. But yeah, essentially, yeah, it's just retcon, not real. It's all good. The writer of Sins Past actually said that he's okay with this. He's very much okay with this. And the reason,
gee, thanks, JMS. I'm glad you're okay with it.
Yeah, JMS said that when he wrote that story, he actually wrote it that they were Peter's kids with Gwen. Gwen and Peter had kids, and Peter didn't know it. And
but Marvel said no.
Marvel said no because they didn't want Peter to be a father.
Which is so annoying. That's why they made him do one more day, because they didn't want. He wanted to have Mary Jane and Peter have kids. JMS isn't the bad guy.
No, he's not here. It's
Fun
Marvel
fact.
editorial.
I was at a Comic-Con and JMS was walking by, and the guy behind me said, "One more day sucks," really loud, and JMS turned. And I was like, oh, but he associated me with that guy. And I was like, oh, no. I mean, I think One More Day sucks, but no, I wasn't trying to badmouth you. And yeah, to this day, I think JMS doesn't like me.
Well, what did he say? Did he say anything?
No, he just turned and he like, I mean, he's probably heard it hundreds of times over the years, but you know.
Yeah, but it's not as it's Marvel.
I don't know why he had to say it. Like as he was walking by, like he knew that JMS was going to hear him. I was like,
so
bro,
awkward.
like to the guy, I didn't even know the guy behind me. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's very awkward.
I felt bad for JMS. He was going to the bathroom or something.
Damn. But yeah, he was tweeting out that he's okay with this because he wanted Peter to have kids. And Marvel editorial was like, no.
I did not know that. That is technically a fun fact.
That is a fun fact. Yeah, he wanted Peter to have kids with Gwen, and I think you agree that Gwen is better than MJ.
Oh my God, so much better.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Even though in this, I don't know if it's different in Ultimate, but in the Stan Lee run, he never tells Gwen that he's Spider-Man before she dies. So she dies not knowing that Peter's Spider-Man.
Interesting.
Like she hates Spider-Man after her dad dies.
He does. Yeah, same in Ultimate. She hates Spider-Man. Despises them.
Yeah, but she never finds out that it's actually Peter. And like she hates that like Peter's like so secretive. You would think she'd be able to piece it together, but you know.
Yeah, in Ultimate, I guess minor spoiler for a 20-year-old comic. She finds out by piecing it together. Peter doesn't tell her, but she like puts two and two together. And when she finds out, she actually like pulls a gun on Peter and was like,
wait, isn't she really edgy in Ultimate?
She's extremely edgy in Ultimate. Yeah, she's essentially like a 2000s goth girl. In a way, that's how Bendis writes her. But she pulls her like her dad's police gun on Peter because she thinks the Spider-Man killed her father.
Yeah.
So even though Spider-Man was there was another villain that killed her father.
Yeah.
So she's just like, you killed my father, and Peter's like, shut up, I didn't. The guy confessed that it was him.
Does her dad know that it's Peter Spider-Man in Ultimate or no?
He doesn't find out, and he does.
Because in regular Amazing Spider-Man, when he's dying, he says to Spider-Man, "Take good care of her." So like he knew.
But I kind of like that.
Yeah.
And then
I haven't got to his death yet, but he's like an obsessed fanboy with Spider-Man. Like him and Robbie Robertson, like they call each other like, did you find out what Spider-Man was doing today? And Jonah's like, stop wasting my time.
Yeah, that's like the opposite of the Amazing Spider-Man, where he's like when he dies, he's like, "Stay away from my daughter."
Well, that's why people hate the Amazing Spider-Man's version of George. George Stacy, because like he never, like it's so
Yeah,
different than the comics. Like in the comics, he's a big supporter of Spider-Man, but in the movies, he hates Spider-Man.
yeah, he does hate Spider-Man. Well, he likes him near the end, but he even his dying wish is stay away from my
Yeah,
daughter.
stay away from my daughter. Man, he
Interesting.
didn't keep that dying wish.
No, he tried, but he didn't. He does the whole thing where he looks at Gwen and like this, like, and he looks all sad. He does that all of Spider-Man 2. Amazing Spider-Man. I've seen Amazing Spider-Man 2. I probably watch it twice a year.
You've probably seen it 40 times.
It's not bad.
Listen, that's me with Spider-Man 3, man. I've seen it an unhealthy amount of
Yeah,
times.
same
We
with
have
Spider-Man
our
3.
guilty pleasures.
I give Amazing
If I-
Spider-Man.
If I had to name my guilty pleasure comic book movie, it's probably Spider-Man 3 or Daredevil, the Ben Affleck
Oh
Daredevil.
God, I can't handle this.
I watch it so much.
I only like the suit up scene, and that's it.
You don't like the playground scene with Elektra?
No. Or like when he's with Foggy in the bar, and like
Jon Favreau's fuck.
I was just jealous of that. It's like, how can you always tell how they're hot? It's like, oh, I haven't seen that movie in years, but yeah, my guilty pleasure movie is definitely Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I give 7 out of 10. So that's not the greatest story. I give Spider-Man 3 7 out of 10 as well, for
Yeah,
different
there's not a
reasons.
Spider-Man movie that you like actively don't like.
Do you don't like any Spider-Man movies?
Not that like I actively dislike. I disagree with a lot of like Homecoming or Far From Home.
Yeah, I
or
disagree with a lot
Amazing
too.
Spider-Man 2, but I would still watch them.
Yeah, I mean, I still
Like
find
we were
there's
talking about. I
entertainment.
was talking about it with some friends the other day about Far From Home, and like I think of myself as like not really enjoying Far From Home. But then we were talking about like some of the scenes, like Mysterio and all that. I was like, maybe I treated it too harshly.
Maybe I'd give it a rewatch.
Perhaps I treated you too harshly.
I'm rewatching every Spider-Man movie leading up to No Way Home, and I'm on Spider-Man 3, which I'm watching. I actually watch it.
Oh, you're already starting now?
Yeah, well, I mean,
A little early there, buddy.
I'm starting school and stuff pretty quick, so I
Yeah.
kind of I don't know when I'll have time. I did Spider-Man, and then I immediately did Spider-Man 2. I'm like, oh, I'll get this done in like a week. And it's been like 3 weeks, and I haven't seen 3 yet. so yeah, I might watch soon. So yeah, maybe it's a good thing. Spider-Man 2 is so good.
Oh God, I haven't
Wow.
watched the Holy Trilogy in maybe 2 years. It's been a while.
Yeah,
And I was thinking, like, now that I've been reading all this Amazing Spider-Man, like that's the time to rewatch it. Like it's a lot of the same source material.
like yeah, I mean, just rewatching in general. I think I've been watching with my roommate and my girlfriend, and I'm just annoying them because like Spider-Man 2 is like, I'm Spider-Man no more, and puts in the garbage and walking away. I'm like, what? Cinema.
He said it.
Yeah, I'm like, it's like the comic cover. I just don't care. I'm like, this is perfect.
They're like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Fun fact number 52 about Amazing Spider-Man.
Wait, did you know that was improvised there? Did you know that before?
Did you know when Tobey Maguire bodied that hot dog as the cops drove past? That was all improvised.
It's like, did you know before the scene that Willem Dafoe was on set as a little joke to get
As
into
Doc
character?
Ock.
Yeah.
That's great.
I like to thank Harry Osborn and Osborn
The
Industries.
power.
Great movies. I'd like to watch them again.
Good.
Anyways, I also read Batman, which is my comic of the week.
Dude, the pictures you posted with the last, like, I'm assuming the last 2 pages there.
No, that's like halfway through.
Oh man, those are hot.
They're so good. It's like a horror book. You
There's
good?
There's a bug in my room.
Is it a fly?
It just flew past me. I tried to kill it and I missed.
So yeah, essentially, Batman is like a horror comic in a way. The entire issue is Batman's hallucinating. He was drugged by Scarecrow like big time, to the point where he can't get it out of his system. And he feels like it's been like 5 minutes since he was drugged, but it's been 12 hours. And someone's hacked Oracle's feed, and it's been telling the entire Bat family that Batman's dead. So like,
Jeez.
oh. So Batman, he's been hallucinating like crazy. And that the thing I posted on my story was him freaking out because Scarecrow like is jamming his like needles into his car, which actually wasn't real. So everywhere he goes, he sees a Scarecrow just like in the corner of a room or something, and he doesn't know if it's real because they do move for him. Like he'll look, you look away and you look and it's like closer. So it's like a horror movie. It's really cool.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
He has no idea where to go to because he's hallucinating like crazy. So he just goes to the watchtower because Oracle's there and he knows like the fake feeds happening. And right when he gets there, he just gets body like absolutely like beat up by Cassandra Cain because she thinks that Batman's dead. She doesn't know who this guy is.
Oh,
So she just like knocks Batman down and she's like, wait, you're alive? And Batman's like, yeah. We've been training, I guess. And then he basically goes to the watchtower and talks to Babs, Cass, and Steph. They're calling themselves 3 Batgirls too, which I thought was pretty cool.
nice.
And they fill him in on everything. He's like, you've been out for 12 hours and everyone thinks you're dead. He's like, oh. And the whole time he's like trying to like not look at the scarecrows in the room and everything. Like, it's so cool. It's really, really good so far. And it's weird that it doesn't feel like an event yet. It feels very much like just a Batman issue. There's a really good Batman issue, but that's essentially all that happened so far. There's a whole peacekeeper cop thing. Do you know about them? I don't know if you read it. They were at the beginning of James's run, I think. It's basically like a super cop. It's a super cop meant to protect Gotham. So it's just like, oh, we don't need vigilantes. We have these like cops with prosthetic legs and everything where they're fast and they're strong and they'll protect us all. Their main super cop got drugged by Scarecrow and he's like in a crowd of people like, oh god, gotta save the city. But to him, he sees that the entire city is zombies and he's like, gotta save the city, and takes a gun out, and that's kind of where the issue ends. Yeah, so it's pretty dark, but it's good so far. It's really interesting, and Nightwing's going to tie into it, so
I'm excited for that.
I'm very excited for that. Black Manta was cool. Not much happened. It was more of a setup issue. It's just cool to see him fight. He robs an actual pirate ship, which was cool. He does kill a lot of people, which was kind of unexpected. When he robs a ship, he looks at a cruise ship passing, and there's like a kid like watching him, like, oh god, and he's like, oh, my legacy become, and thinks of like his son, Aqualad. So he's kind of stressed over that. He gets this like ancient rock that wasn't really explained what it's for, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. And the last comic I read was Night Steps on a Lake, which is so good. Highly recommend it. Great horror book. I won't say much, but this issue they found out it's basically the entire world. It's destroyed except for these 12 people in this cabin where they can't leave. They find out they could order anything they want and it'll arrive. So like they could order food, like they say, we want apples, and the next day apples will show up at the door. They've been trying to see where the packages are coming from, but they only appear when no one's looking. So they're just like, one guy is really testing. He's like, I want every Academy Award from Lord of the Rings, and he gets that. And he's like, I want the first ever Action Comics, and he looks away and looks back and he gets that. So you can get anything you want from this stuff. And
Shit,
so some people
I need this package delivery system.
Yeah, but that means everyone else is dead. Essentially.
Worth it.
Yeah, maybe. So they're getting food, they're getting like beer, they get anything they want essentially. One guy's really abusing it. One person's she's going through depression. She's like, I want my husband back. I want my husband. She's like writing a full name and everything, who's dead because the entire world's dead. So you can't bring people back, but you can get any item essentially. And then one girl asks for a straight razor and she tries to kill herself and then finds out that she can't. And so then she tells everyone and they're like, wait, what? And one guy is like his huge conspiracy theory. He cuts his throat and it just heals. And they realize that they can't die. Everyone in the world's dead and they can't be hurt at all. So that's where the issue ends. Only 4 issues out of 12. And it's very good so far. Like, it's so interesting, and it's
just, yeah, I want to read that one at some point.
Definitely, yeah. It's a monthly title, James Tynion, and so far so good. It's very good. And yeah, those are the comics I read this week. Well, that came out this week. I read a lot more, and so did you. You read more than anyone here, well, anyone listening for this week.
Yeah. So this weekend in the United States and Canada too, right?
Yeah.
Labor Day. Mm-hmm. We had Labor Day weekend, so I was off Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, which I knew going into it that I wanted to read a ton of comics and relax. So Friday, I got my subscription to Comixology Unlimited, the free trial, and they have the first 53 issues of Invincible on there. So I was like, all right, I'm going to read 1 through 53, and then I'll read something else. Did not happen. I read more than 53. So I read Friday. I only read 3 issues. I read 1 through 3, and I was like, all right, whatever. It's a little slow. The first 3 issues are like, pretty plain Jane, like
You only read
introduction
3 issues on Friday.
on Friday. I only read 3 issues on Friday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I read on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, like 30 issues each day. Yeah. It got pretty addicting. It's a very easy series to binge, I think.
It's a page turner.
Yeah, because you're like, no matter what, you're like, all right, well, I got to find out what happens next. Like I got to see where this goes. And a lot of the arcs play off each other like that, where it's like, all right, well, one more.
Yeah.
So I got up to after in the one weekend, which I guess is 4 days. In 4 days, I read 80 issues, which was like, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna beat me for comics this month for sure.
Read that's an average of 20 issues a day. So I was on it, man.
Yeah,
But,
I mean,
so
it's good.
obviously they Comixology only had up to issue 53. So I messaged Hunter. I was like, oh man, I feel like I should buy the compendium. And then before Hunter could even answer, I'm like, all right, I bought the compendium. I bought it on Comixology. So I bought compendium 2. I'm like right at the end of it now. It collects up to issue 96.
Oh, you are right at the end, yeah.
I'm on 90, so I'm gonna have to buy compendium 3, I guess, just to finish the series out.
Are you going to?
Yeah, I can't stop at this point. You know what I mean? Like I gotta at least see how it plays out.
Yeah, you haven't even met some of the characters yet.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I was telling Hunter before we started, like this is the part where, for me, it's kind of slowing down. Like, so I got through. For those who know, Invincible, I got through the Invincible War.
Great.
Then
Fantastic.
Then that's like right back to back with the Conquest fight.
Amazing.
And then not too long after that is the Viltrumite War.
Mhm.
So that's like 3 heavy hitters and like
They're
in a row,
massive
basically.
stories.
Yeah.
And JD was even messaging me being like, oh,
yeah,
got certain pages.
I was like, oh, holy shit. I think I actually have the audio of one of them, but I'm like, this is crazy. Like some of the things that happen. I'm like, oh my God. Like it's very bloody. Like I know I haven't watched the show, so I can't speak on the show, but I know like a lot of
The show's
people
very bloody too.
But like holy shit, like some of the pages.
There's a lot of like getting punched through the chest.
This is my. Let's see.
I was about to say you have headphones on your phone.
Yeah, well, that's only for my computer. Can I get it to play? No, I can't get it to play. I can't get my audio to play. But it was like a big stabbing, and I yelled like, "Oh!" like holy shit.
I think I could probably get it to play. You sent it to me, right?
I couldn't get the volume to play. I got the video to play, but not the volume for some reason.
Yeah, maybe don't show the video because big moment. It's
technically a spoiler.
Really big moment. Did you send it just to me?
Yeah, I just sent it to you.
Oh yeah,
I was like, holy shit.
Oh wow, why can't I?
You can get the volume to play, right? I couldn't get it to play either.
It's just a picture for me. It's not a video.
Oh, was it a picture? Oh, I thought I sent a video with that one.
No, I thought I sent a video too, but okay.
Yeah, I thought it was a video, but either way, I was like, holy shit. Like there's a few moments where I turn the page and I'm like, oh, poor Oliver.
Oh yeah, Oliver. I forgot Oliver was introduced.
Yeah, he's been introduced for a while, but like his part in the Viltrumite War was pretty painful.
Yeah,
but anyway, yeah, no, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's all right. No, it is cool, and I actually kind of like respect them for like tying it into like so many other Image Comics things. Like I've heard of like Super Patriot before, and like Super Patriot's wife is in it, like little things like that. Like it's cool.
Spawn makes a cameo.
Yeah,
at one point.
Image is like low key a universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that.
So there's a couple of cameos. There's an annual. It's not in compendiums where he actually goes to the Marvel universe, and he meets Spider-Man in the Avengers, and he makes fun of their names. He's like, yeah, he's like Spider-Man, Iron Man. I don't call myself Invincible Man. So yeah, it's very short. I think it was like a free comic book day thing, but it is considered canon. It happens, I think, during the first like Levy arc, when he's going to like a different dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because there's one of them where he jumped in and like a spider web, like he sees Doc Ock basically, like he knocks over Doc Ock, and then a spider web comes after him. And then there's one where he goes and he's like, "You call yourself Batman? Isn't that a little like on the nose or something like that?" So like they
There's
tease
a
all that
couple
stuff.
little hints that he's been to other universes because he does
Yeah,
hop to different dimensions at times. There's a
but
character who's a villain who is all about dimension hopping. Like that's
Hank
his thing.
Storm.
Yang Storm Levy, yeah, that's his whole thing. And you'll see him again, JD. That's all I'll say.
Every time I see him, I'm like, I hope you're dead.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, like, oh,
Yeah, last time we saw him, the doctors won their way with him. So
yeah, yeah. Terrifying villain. Invincible, yeah, it's its own thing, but it has a lot of really great villains, great characters. Omni Man, your opinion changes throughout the whole run
oh
about
my
him.
god, I couldn't believe that. So I knew the show, like, but I never saw the show, but I knew like the memes going in. I knew like the think, Mark, think. And I knew like he beat the shit out of his son. So I was like, okay, all right, he's the bad guy, right? And then you read like the first, like, that first big arc in Invincible where he's the bad guy. It plays out exactly like how the show does, think,
Mhm.
Mark, think. But I didn't know that he flies off, right? And then you don't see him for a while. And then he reappears, and all of a sudden you're like, why do I oddly like this guy now?
Yeah, when he
And every time
reappears,
he
like,
appears, I'm like, why do I like him more and more?
yeah, yeah. Then you think like he killed so many people, and then you
Yeah.
read like he disappears and he appears again and has like this big moment. And you're like, huh.
Am I cheering for Omni Man? Yeah. Am I really cheering for
Yeah.
Omni Man?
I'm not cheering for that guy who just killed a bunch of people. It's like, I mean, but he explained why he did it. And he
God, Robert
said,
Robert Kirkman must have been so fucking horny while writing that book because holy shit, everyone's banging everyone.
yeah, it's definitely
The,
not
the,
a
the
not a
image of
comic book
the
kids.
guy holding they did it a few times. Once with Oliver, once with Omni Man holding
Oh
the pillow
yeah,
like that. That shit was funny.
yeah, because
But
yeah, Alan the alien.
yeah, but also like when with Nolan and
Yeah, Omni Man.
yeah, I don't even remember what his wife's name is. Debbie,
Yeah,
Nolan and Debbie,
yeah.
for
Poor
Oliver. Oh my,
Oliver.
yeah, that oh my god, that happens so much in the book. But yeah, no, it is really good. Like you get very connected to the characters. I'm curious to see if it'll end up in my top 10 comic book runs of all time by the
It's
time we're all set
not
and
yet.
finished. And it's hard for me to say without finishing it. Like I feel like I need to know how
I
it ends
guess, yeah. After Conquest,
because I'm technically only 2/3 of the way through.
that's true. You haven't read the you are even missing a few characters that haven't been introduced yet, or like huge characters in the book.
Yeah.
You don't even know about Blank. I don't want to
Is,
spoil it,
is
but man, I want
is
to.
blank the name or is blank like the
No, I
name
was
you're
just
giving?
saying, like,
Oh.
you don't know about.
I like I said Thrag reminds me a lot of Zod. I stand by that. I think Thrag is a
Oh
lot
yeah,
like
Thrag is the
is a
main
lot like
villain of
Is a
Invincible.
lot like Zod from like Man of Steel.
Yeah,
This is for
yeah.
my people, but I have no people. Like those are the vibes I get.
Mhm. Yeah, Thrag is just he's all set on revenge essentially. Like he wants to build the Viltrumite army, but he can't because the planet's not really there. So he's all about like it's very much Zod. I feel like that must have been the inspiration. Like Kirkman
Oh,
wanted to make
I thought you
another
were going to hit
Zod.
me with a fun fact that it was the inspiration.
I mean, Invincible fun fact: the series was going to get canceled at issue 11, and his editor's like, "We're going to cancel this issue." He's like, "Well, I have this twist I want to do at issue 25," and his editor was like, "Do it now, and the book will live." And that was the whole Omni Man being bad, which I guess everyone knows now. Sorry if we spoiled that for you. I mean, it's almost a 20-year book,
Omni Man's the
20-year-old book.
bad guy.
Yeah,
I only
I
read
feel
the
like,
first 2 issues of Invincible.
man, it gets really good. A lot of people think the last arc is the best one, or there's one before it. There's one arc particularly that made
Is the
me
ending
angry.
is the ending good or no?
To me, yes.
Okay.
But
Because
yeah,
like I don't know, like endings could be very divisive a lot of. So
yeah, I think it's a fine ending. Um, there's one arc near the end that made me so angry and made me like, man, if I was Mark, I'd be like depressed. Like, I don't know what I would do in this
dude, I
situation.
don't know why Mark still wears those things on his eyes. They get shattered
The
every issue.
goggles. Yeah, that must hurt the eyes. Essentially.
Every issue he's got like
That
some
looks
blood
cool.
from his eyes and shattered. I'm like, bro, stop wearing the goggles.
Essentially.
Do you
There's
like the black and blue suit or no?
I prefer it.
Really? I'm not a big fan.
I prefer the black and blue suit. People compare it to Spider-Man's black suit because he goes through like a much of a darker thing with like conquest.
Yeah,
and
he definitely did.
like his life just goes to hell.
Oh yeah.
Essentially, he gets beat up a lot more too. And the Conquest, a lot of people consider Conquest to be the greatest fight ever made in comics. I happen to agree because it's so sudden too. There's not really a build up. She's like, oh, Conquest is here. Here's his new character, and he's gonna just fight Mark, and that's it. And it's like it's a long fight, but it's brutal, and it's like when Oliver gets involved, I was like, no, get out of there. And then Eve gets involved. It's like, no, get out, get out.
Oh my god, when Eve got involved, I'm like, stop, throw in the towel.
Yeah, it's basically this like, what if Zod was on steroids? Essentially, that's what Conquest is. What if Superman was evil, like in Justice Superman? But he was like,
when the thing happens with Eve, like I was like, no, I like audibly said no, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, same here. I was like, oh my god. It's like this brutal fight, and these characters keep being like, we have to help Invincible, and getting involved, and you're just like, don't help him, because this guy could just kill you instantly. So yeah, Conquest is a great villain.
Who's your favorite like non-Invincible character? Like outside of Invincible, who's your favorite character?
Omni-Man, Alan, and Battle Beast.
Oh, Battle Beast is cool. Yeah,
I love Battle Beast. He's so fun. Every time
I find myself liking Cecil. I don't know why. Like I just he interests me because when you described him as Nick Fury, basically hit it on the head.
Yeah, basically he's Nick Fury, but he doesn't go out on the field.
Yeah, like
do you know his origin story?
Yeah, I got his origin. Yeah, that about his skin, like they revealed that. Yeah.
It's simple. I like him a lot. I think Omni-Man, Alan, and Battle Beast for sure. Cecil's your second favorite. I'm shocked over that.
He just, I don't know. There's something about him that I always like.
I like
every
Oliver.
time he appears, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I like Oliver too in a way. Like he reminds me of Damien, where like sometimes I hate him and sometimes I really like him. Like he can be such an idiot sometimes, where he says things that I just totally disagree with, but I like him as a character.
Yeah.
And then
I've come to like Omni-Man a lot, and I think like he's like the growth you see is interesting.
Mm-hmm. It's very good. I like Rex. Or sorry, not Robot. I like Robot, but like later on, like third compendium Robot.
Yeah, I was about to say so far he's kind of.
He's really big in third. They really develop him and Monster Girl. They become like major characters.
They're at like a crossroads right now. Like they don't like each other no more after they came back from that civilization. But
do you know about what happened in the civilization?
They haven't shown us yet, but they just keep showing the awkwardness between them, and I'm like, all right, yeah, obviously something happened. Like he became their leader or whatever, but like they're not giving us any details yet. So
I won't say what happened, but there's
they do show it. I'm assuming
they do show what happened, and it's like four to 6 issues of just them what happened, and it's like, damn. So
that's what I'll say is pretty impressive about this book is like in the first like I don't know, like 40, 50 issues, you're like, all right, every issue needs to focus on Mark. It has to be all Mark. It has to be, all Invincible. But after a while, like they get to the point where you could do a full Alan and Omni-Man arc, and that's all you're focusing on. And it's good.
Best friends.
Yeah, it's actually good, and it's like, wow, that's like impressive that the book like develops so much of a universe. Like I think that's what I respect the most about the book, is that it really developed its own universe to the point where you could see there being like a Guardians of the Globe book, or you could see there being like an Omni-Man and Alan book, or like there's a bunch of different like spin-offs that could come.
Yeah, and like the book is called Invincible, but there's so many issues where Invincible isn't even in it. It's about other characters and what they're doing at the time, and it's still great. It's still really well written, and it matters. There's not really a filler to that. It's serious what these characters are doing. It's essential to the story. Like Omni-Man and Alan the Alien have a lot of issues of just them two doing things together. Battle Beast has a couple of issues of just him. I was just saying Robot and Monster Girl have issues together. Yeah, and they're important to the story. I think Immortal has one as well. Like it's just good though. It's so good.
Yeah.
And then besides that, I guess we're just reading Ultimate Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man. I read Wonder Woman Dead Earth because I really liked Beta Ray Bill by I forget his name, Darren Warren Johnson, I want to say, but I could be wrong about that.
Sounds right.
Daniel Warren Johnson, I think. Great artist, great writer, very dark. Wonder Woman Dead Earth is 4 issues. It's like double-sized issues though. It's Black Label. It's about what if the end of the world happened through like basically an atomic bomb. They kind of explain it more later on and won't spoil it, but it's a post-apocalyptic Fallout style world where Wonder Woman wakes up from a coma and she doesn't have her memories of what happened. and it's been about, I think they describe like it's been like 130 years or something since the bombs went off, and the bombs went off during the time where Batman was around. He was old, but he was around. So Wonder Woman's like the last ever superhero, and there's a lot of people alive, but they're just people, and they're just trying to survive. And there's like wars and factions, and it's basically what it put Wonder Woman in the Fallout universe. And she's just like, hey, everyone's starving from food and everything. If any place were to survive like this nuclear explosion, it's probably Themyscira. So I'm gonna take all these survivors I find and bring them there. And it's like this road trip story, but it's very dark and it's very bloody and very brutal. And when you find out why the bombs were set off, it's like yikes. Yeah, you see certain characters react. There's a flashback issue 3 is all like what happened, and you see how Batman died, how Superman died, and like all these characters, and it's very brutal. But yeah, I liked it. It was fun, although I do prefer Beta Ray Bill from in general.
So you just reading Ultimate for the rest of the month, you think, or you got anything else planned on the back issues?
That's it. After Ultimate, I'm gonna jump into Avengers, but I feel like I'll probably finish Ultimate just at the end of the month. I'm
Hunter's
a little busy.
Avengers binge. I thought that mission was abandoned.
It's back. Because I was gonna read Hickman's Avengers and Secret Wars, but I'm like, man, Secret Wars is like the Ultimate Universe is so much involved, so I may as well read as much Ultimate as I can. And I'm pretty sure, message me if I'm wrong about this, I'm pretty sure Ultimate Spider-Man is the only good Ultimate comic. I read Ultimate.
You don't like when Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver revealed that?
Yeah, they're in love. Yeah, no, I don't like that. I did read Ultimate Sinister 6. That was fun. That was very good, actually. I like that a lot. It was 6 issues. Actually, no, it was 7 issues.
Isn't Ultimate Fantastic Four also by Bendis? Like, isn't that supposed to be pretty good?
Really?
No.
I feel like it would be good because the maker, who was Reed Richards of the Ultimate Universe, he's still around.
I know that it's written by Bendis, but I thought I heard that it was good.
If it is good, like I would love to check it out because I do like the maker. He's a big character in Tony Cates Venom for some reason, but it is interesting. And his whole thing because obviously Ultimate Universe has been destroyed by now from Secret Wars, but his whole thing in the 616, like regular Marvel Universe, is he's just obsessed with getting back home. He just wants to go back to the Ultimate Universe. He believes it's still out there. He believes that it's not destroyed, but he just doesn't know how to get back. So he's just trying so hard. And the whole Council of Reeds, which is the council of a bunch of Reed Richards from different Earths that all meet together and discuss like saving the multiverse. He's not allowed with them because he hasn't solved how to jump to other Earths yet, which is kind of interesting. It's like a Reed Richards that his goal is to jump to another Earth, but he can't do it, even though every other Reed Richards has done it. So it's like that's his flaw. That's what makes him different. That's his what if. What if Reed Richards couldn't figure out this thing that all of the other ones can? So it's interesting. They contact him. They're just like, have you figured out how to get to other Earth states? Like, no, please tell me. I just want to go home. And like, nah. They just leave.
Sucks to be you.
And he's like, oh wow, we're all smarter than you, I guess, and then just leave. So the maker's more of a villain than a hero because he'll do anything. He'll kill anyone if you do it. So yeah, I like that. And that, you want to talk about anything else or?
Nah, that does it for the episode. After we finish recording, I could read one more issue of Invincible before bed.
Yeah, one more. Okay, yeah.
One more, two
more.
One
by the next compendium.
By the next compendium, yeah. But thanks for listening. It's ended up being a pretty good episode. Went by pretty quick. A lot of fun facts this episode. If you like this episode or like this show, hey, maybe give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. While you're at it, why not like, comment, subscribe to YouTube, and follow anywhere else. For a hero story, I'm JD.
I'm Hunter, and thanks for being a hero.
And remember, every second is a gift. Goodbye.
What?